been acting like a wild man, sleeping like a child.
Alright, welcome back to the channel, guys. I guess I owe you an explanation or an update, or maybe both. So as you can see right now, I'm at the property. Right now I'm unloading a bunch of stuff from this trailer and putting it into the cabin. Alright, so here's what happened, and I'm going to try to figure out how to summarize this thing quickly. I got a lot to unload here, and we're just really busy, so I'm going to try to kind of keep you guys updated as to what's going on. But how far should I go back? Yeah, a lot's changed, life-changing stuff in the last month, I would say. Alright, so here's basically what happened. And I've talked about this a little bit on the channel over the last year, but a year ago I was working for, well, I just put in my resignation at Benchmade Knife Company. I was a designer for them for 8 years, and I just put in my resignation a couple weeks ago. So I quit that, and I actually found a different job, and I'll get to that in a second. But basically, 14, 15 months ago, we were told to go home, you know, the pandemic, let's work from home, work remote. And, you know, it had been obviously a pretty crazy year, hard year in some cases. I mean, I have friends right now who are sick with COVID. I mean, really bad, like maybe won't make it, I don't know. But so this thing's real. I've never said that this wasn't real. So it's obviously there's a lot of bad stuff that happened over the last year. But for us, we took this opportunity in some ways of going home, work remote, to kind of develop that skill set. And during that time, about a year ago, Mrs. D and I were looking at the situation going, you know, what are we going to do for the kids' school? So she made the decision, you know, I think I'm going to try homeschooling. So she homeschooled, I worked remote. Long story short, like really long story short, maybe I'll go into detail on some other video on this, on just that whole scenario. But I really enjoyed it, she really enjoyed it, and the kids really enjoyed it. And we kind of put that puzzle piece of school, and because we were sending to a private school, and they, you know, they kind of, you know, I don't know, our oldest daughter Ellie didn't really like it. I mean, she liked the schoolwork, but it was all just, I don't think she was just developed enough for the, you know, for school. I think she just got really stressed out with it. Long story short on that, she had a great year last year. We were able to essentially keep self-contained. I mean, we took that as an opportunity to learn some more self-reliance in you know, in the grand scheme of things. So we're planning on, or Mrs. D's planning on homeschooling this year as well. You know, Ellie really liked it, and Maddie's going to be in first grade, kindergarten. So she'll be able to kind of start doing that. So last year for us personally was kind of a year of reset, rethinking everything. How do we, you know, how can we get more self-reliant on some of this stuff? School was just another piece of that. But I was able to be around the kids, around Mrs. D a lot more last year, and I really enjoyed it. About a month ago, of course, the call came out that they wanted to get everybody back in the office because that's what needed to happen. And I kind of knew that was coming. So I started looking for work, and I ended up finding a company. You can see that we're up here, obviously. I ended up finding a company out of Spokane. It's a cool company. It's a smaller company. They look like they're going to do some cool stuff. My job starts this Monday, so that's what I do know. I'm jobless right now, but they've assured me that I will have a job come Monday. So we'll start that. So in the future, in the near future, I wouldn't expect a lot of videos. I'm going to be doing learning that market and that company, and just getting fully immersed in what they're doing. So it's going to take some time, and I'm pretty excited about it because it looks like a pretty cool opportunity, and there's some really cool advantages in the future working there. So that's what's going on. I said Spokane. Now we live in Oregon, right? So here's the deal. A month ago, things changed quick. I got the job offer. I put in my notice, and we said, well, what should we do? I said, let's move. Let's get up here as quick as possible. Mrs. D's parents were gracious enough to open up their house to us, and they said, look, sell your house. The market's great. Get out of it. Let's do it. You can come up here and stay as long as you need to find whether you build or you find a place to live in town or whatever you want to do in the interim. Just get up here. We'll figure it out later. Don't even, and Mrs. D's dad was, father-in-law was essentially saying the same thing yesterday. Don't even think about finding a house. Just settle in. Just figure out the job. Get everything settled. Don't worry about it. We'll cross that bridge when the house closes and everything. So our house sold. We put our house on the market within. We did this all in the last 4 weeks. We put our house on the market. We packed it up, and we moved up here. So a couple of days ago, we got a U-Haul van. A couple of weeks ago, Mrs. D and I did a quick road trip and loaded this trailer and some other stuff up and did one run up here to drop some stuff off. And then we did a big move about 3 days ago, and we got a 26-foot U-Haul and put our whole house and life into that. And then now we're just in the process of I'm loading some stuff in the cabin. This is essentially becoming a storage unit, which is fine. And then some stuff at Mrs. D's house, and then we have a small storage unit where we're storing the rest of our stuff. So it's been a complete whirlwind, life-changing thing. I wish I was one of those people who had this great plan to share with you. We got this really big plan coming, and you're going to be really excited, and it's going to be awesome. Here's the deal. We don't really have a plan. I have a job on Monday. I quit my job back there, and we're going to be looking for houses, or I don't know. Are we going to build? I don't think we're going to build right away. This happened so fast. I don't think we're going to have time to get it. And the building stuff is really crazy up here. Even if we decided to build tomorrow and get that stuff going, it's almost impossible to find contractors right now. The price of lumber is through the roof. So what we'll probably end up doing is finding a house near them, kind of south of here, closer to Spokane, closer to the work. Oh yeah, the other thing is, so I said Spokane and we're up here. This company basically offered me a job with the terms that I can live here or there or wherever, so long as I can drive in quarterly and a few other times to, randomly just to see parts and stuff and designs that we need to review, just randomly throughout the year, but mainly once every couple months I got to be in there. So as long as I can commute down there and be in a commutable distance to be there in the morning, they don't really care. They're just super cool with it. They said, we're good, you're good, do your thing, wherever you need to do your thing, we're good. So long as when we call you up, you can be here the next day and be in for a meeting. So that's awesome. That's what I was doing at Benchmade. I really like that arrangement. It's nice to have the company sort of nearby so you can get to know the people. I get that, I do get that aspect of it, the remote thing, and just never seeing somebody in person. So we can do kind of both. Even if we were up here, I could still drive down. It'd be quite a drive. So, we'll see how it goes. We'll just see how it goes. They were gracious enough to offer me those terms, and I really like that. That's going to be just amazing. And they said, live up in the North Idaho region. We don't care as long as you can get here. So, they're in Spokane Valley, so they're actually not that far from the Idaho border. They're actually a lot closer than Spokane. So, right over the border. So it should be pretty cool. That changed everything. And now we can kind of continue to do what we were doing last year, and get some new content to design. So that'd be awesome. The other thing that opens up is it'll be much easier, even if we live down there, we can come up here, in the evenings or weekends or whatever we need to do more regularly and work on projects here. We have so many projects up here that we need to get done. What is the future of this property? We were talking about that, a year ago. What do we need this for? What are we going to use it for? I still don't have the answer, but right now it's a storage unit because you can't find storage units in town. So I got a 16 by 16 by 16 foot storage unit with a loft, and I can put a lot of stuff in there. We have a well that we got to finish and trench in. We don't have the exact plan. This is a little too far from work, maybe. I don't know yet, but I don't, the conditions right now, I probably need to be a little closer. So is this going to be an investment property that we sell and we're able to find another more suitable property? Everything's on the table right now. Like I said, there's no real plan as far as how we're going to play this. But the house is sold. I think it's a great time to sell. I think it's a great time to get out of Oregon with all the stuff coming down. And it's a good time to be here. So the puzzle is here. We have some of the pieces that are now all of a sudden fitting in. I don't have all the pieces. I can't even see all the pieces yet. But as those happen, I'll see if I can share that and keep you updated if I'm able to do so. But I can tell you that it's been kind of crazy in the last month, just go, 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 go. And I'm like super sore and tired. And I'm sorry I haven't been able to film it, but it's been literally just non-stop. But the bottom line is we have now moved to North Idaho. That's the bottom line. We're here. We're close to the cabin. We're close to Mrs. D's parents. Unfortunately, that means we're far away from my parents and my family. My family's all down in Oregon, so it's been super rough, really, really sad, saying goodbye to them, for the time being. They'll visit up here. We're planning on going back there as much as we can, and it'll just be different. We got really used to just being there. I did not expect the emotional roller coaster for me dealing with that. We've wanted to be up here in this area for so long, we didn't really think about that other side of it. And when it happened, it was so fast. And my dad's like my best friend, so that's super hard, to leave them. So it'll just be different. We're planning on vacationing down there. Like we used to vacation up here. Now we're gonna vacation down there. So yeah, that's been definitely a roller coaster of a time, and very something we didn't take lightly, but we had to make a decision quick. We did, and Mrs. D and I proved to ourselves that when something changes, we go for it. We can do it. So it gave us a little boost of confidence just being able to move a 2,200 square foot house in like 2 weeks. I mean, that's amazing. So. Yeah, I think if one thing this last year taught us is how resilient you can be in the face of whatever's going on, and just learn different ways of doing stuff. And that's kind of what this channel has always been about anyways. So I would expect, be a little gracious with us in the next couple of months. We're learning a new job, a new living situation. We're looking for houses and figuring out what to do with this all at the same time. And all options are on the table. Those puzzle pieces are not quite there yet, but the big ones are starting to fall into place. And it's been kind of like one of those things that just, we didn't know it was going to work. We finally got the job offer. Is the house going to sell? Well, the house did sell. We don't have any place to put our stuff. We finally located a storage unit, and so all these little things. Oh man, you know how hard it is to find. I don't know if you guys know how hard it is to find a U-Haul truck, like a 26-foot U-Haul truck going out of Portland one way. I mean, going into Portland, they're super cheap and easy to get. Going out of Portland right now, not easy to find. So we found one at 10 o'clock on a Monday morning. We found out the day before that it was available. That's how crazy stuff is right now. But there's two things. I got a job and we have a place to stay. That's all we need, and we got each other, and so we're good. And so that's what's happening. And so I'll try to keep you guys. It might be kind of interesting to follow this journey so far, this next part of it could be pretty interesting. But I can tell you right now that I have no firm plans on what's going to happen next. And you know what? Maybe that's okay. Maybe that's how we should live more. I don't know. I'm kind of one of those people who likes to get settled in and not like do anything and not get comfortable. And I think everybody likes to be comfortable, but I don't know. Right now we're praying for a house. We're praying for rain. I don't know if you can tell behind me. This is not fog. This is not clouds. This is smoke, and I'm breathing this smoke in. There's a lot of forest fires going on in Canada, in Montana, and all around here, and it's just like completely socked in. It looks like it's thinned out a little bit, but not much. So this is kind of the worst. This is the season that I like least. I don't like the end of summer going into early fall. Once it starts getting cold, that's the best. That's my favorite. It gets cold, it gets frost down there, and I can't wait for the next couple of months. It's going to be awesome. But right now it's just kind of dry and crispy and smoky, and we're in kind of a drought in the last few years. So, it's just how it is. We'll deal with that. So I have a couple of reviews coming up soon on some products that I have been testing. One of these is this Retevis radio. Guys, Retevis, I hear you. I know they want the review. They want to know what I think about it. I'm going to do an extensive review on this radio, the RB17V, which is a brand new MERS radio. And you guys know I'm a radio geek. I'm a total radio nerd. We use these exclusively on this move. So Retevis, I hear you. A review is coming I really want to do a real legit range test on these. These are awesome, and a little spoiler alert, this comes off. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I'll be doing a review on these soon. This was a big part of our move up here. We use these all the time. These are great. So spoiler alert, I like them, but I'll give you a more in-depth range test and just basic function test on that. So reviews coming up. I got to take care of some of those. That'll be kind of fun. But I wanted to give you guys an update first before we started getting into the other stuff. Projects on the cabin. I had a lot of stuff planned for this fall. Excavation, trenching for the water, filling in the water and all that. Again, we don't know what's going to happen. Is it in the budget now? I don't know. I still would like to get this place kind of squared away. We were actually planning on moving this cabin as well, moving it to a different part of the property and getting this set up to be built on, because this was always going to be like a temporary thing. The guy with the excavator came and said, I can move that super easy, so you just got to put some skids under it, we're good to go. So he has the equipment to do it, so we can move it wherever we want on this place. Will I do that now? I don't know. That may have to wait till spring. But he's around here, he's available, so I found a great contractor for that. Really good, pretty reasonable pricing, so but that may be on hold. So that was a lot. There's a lot more to talk about. There's a lot more stuff going on behind the scenes, but I think just to give you guys an update, sort of quick, I'm kind of in a mad rush now to get all this stuff unpacked. We have to take another drive back to Portland to pick up some final things from our house, like the mower and landscaping stuff. I have to kind of landscape, and I can't leave it for a month, unattended. So in a couple weeks we'll have to head down and get a few more things from the house before it closes completely, and then we'll be up here permanent. So a lot of stuff going on. I got to get this, get our enclosed trailer unloaded and put that stuff in the cabin right now. So I hope you guys are doing well. We're doing great. We're a little bit tired. We're all trying to stay healthy and keep everybody healthy and navigate this whole move and everything. But that's what's going on. Some cool videos are going to happen. I don't know what they are yet, but we're going to be doing some crazy stuff. So I will see you guys on the next one.